Okay, now we're to the arm and hand region. Some people actually sit down while performing this, some will actually stand up, so it all depends on your preference with this. So with the hand and arm, you can actually squeeze. Some people actually use lotion on there. Try not to use oil because they're going to be going right back to work usually. Especially if they're out in the sun, again, you don't want any oil on them, they're more likely to burn those areas. So you can also squeeze going up. But again, with any kind of gliding techniques, try to use more pressure towards, less pressure away. But with chair massage, a lot of times it's going to be hard to glide with a lot of pressure in this kind of position. So again, it's more compression. You can also, just with your thumb, compress up the arm. Also right in the pec area. You can also use both hands. Kind of squeeze. You can also interlock your fingers, compress. And with the arm, you can just kind of rock it around a little bit to see if they're actually holding patterns at all. And again, some people are going to perform a little bit faster techniques, other ones a little bit slower techniques, so it all depends. If you have any lotion or oil, you can actually massage up, massage down a little bit lighter going down. And then right around the wrist area, do a little circular friction. Also kind of separate. You can also separate more of the forearm region too. Some people even a little snake bite, but if you have lotion, it actually feels really good with the snake bite. You can go back and forth with a little friction. Let's go to the finger region. With the fingers, you can actually friction off, or you can glide off. You can kind of glide and kind of flick, if you want a little bit more stimulating, or kind of rotate, glide off, or just stay in one area, kind of rotate it. But again, each finger you want to perform this on though, just so, again, so it evens it out. Then back and forth, a little bit of friction. You can kind of squeeze the palm area. You can actually interlock your fingers with theirs. Extend the wrist that way. Or you can flex the wrist. An even better stretch for the flexion is actually hold the forearm region, palm, traction, and then stretch it. So you can get a little bit better stretch in that region. So that you can also, with the finger and the thumb, kind of bring it up, or you can interlock, do a little stretch that way too. This is the one most people love. You actually interlock right here, right in between their ring finger, little finger, and then also your pinky between their index and their thumb. Go like this, and kind of separate with the palm. And again, if you have any lotion, usually works really nice, a little slide, but it's hard to get that friction though for the hands. You can also interlock the fingers, so you can actually massage more of the palm. You can flex the fingers, or you can extend the fingers, or you can abduct the fingers, or even abduct the thumb and the fingers. Use a little bit of knuckle right in the palm. can also a little shimmy right at the ulna and the radius region, back and forth. Also, you can just rock it around a little bit. And you can actually pull the wrist and push the forearm. Do a little stretch there, right in the carpal region. Also a little bit of circular friction right around the carpals. Or just be aware of the median nerve here. Just actually separate. With no pressure right on the median nerve, of course. So there's a form, it's actually called reflexology, that everything in your hand relates to everything in your body. So left hand, left side of the body, right hand, right side of the body. So there's around 500 nerve endings in each hand that relates to everything in your body. But again, it's more of a theory, but some people still believe in it. So you can actually just compress the hand too. And just kind of squeeze. Or you can actually just with your thumb just compress in areas in the palm area. So especially like with palmar fasciitis, a little bit tight in the palm region, especially if you're going to be working in an office setting, people are at the computer desk all day long. The shoulders, hands, forearms, those are areas you're going to be concentrating on a lot. So whatever you perform on one side, you want to make sure you perform on the other side. But usually in general in a chair massage, 10-15 minutes, you're usually not going to incorporate the hands and arms. But again, it's always nice to ask them, what areas do you want to concentrate on? You got 15 minutes, let's break it down. You want 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, or do you just want all 15 minutes just in your problem area? So the more you can communicate with your client, the more likely they'll come back to you too. That's the main thing. So again, it's nice to have a routine, but you got to be able to branch out and above that, because the clients are going to want certain areas concentrated on. So it's just not all about a routine. And with chair massage, you can actually have a watch too on yourself, because the thing is, you're not going to be gliding much with your forearm. With the techniques, you can actually kind of have an idea over the time, because a lot of times they're not going to actually have a watch around or a clock around. And for cleaning the chair, usually you can just use like soap and water. So about 20 or 30 squirts of soap and a thing of water, so a spray bottle. So you can spray down the chair each time, make sure you do that. And some people add a little bit of bleach in there too. But be aware of bleach, make sure the chair is totally dried off after you clean it off, just to make sure, because if it's not, if the bleach gets on their clothes, that's not a good idea then. Okay, so that's what the arm, hand, shoulder area they can incorporate. So again, you can actually stand up too, so you can incorporate some of those, or you can actually kneel down, or you can have a little chair. You can also back and forth. But again, it's a lot of compression if you don't have any oil or lotion. That's what you're going to be performing. So that's why, again, people call it Japanese chair massage or shiatsu chair massage, because that's a lot of techniques they're using with shiatsu. There's a lot of compression throughout the whole body. And if you really want to get skilled at it, it'd be a good idea to actually learn some of the acupressure points and what they're good for too, but that's a totally different language basically. That's really hard for the average person, so it takes a long time to actually study it and also to totally understand it. So the more Western knowledge you have, it's harder to get that Eastern knowledge into your head then. Okay, so that's for that area. Then we move to the leg region.